At the time, 3 of our 4 members lived in the district that we were depicting through our work. It was about community and people learning to connect with each other, learn more about each other. I think that's an issue with us not knowing each other well enough, not connecting with each other well enough, not having the empathy that I believe we need to have.
So Drawing Lines, the project, was inspired by the historic political changes that were happening in Austin. A number of years ago, the citizens of Austin voted to move from an at-large system of local government to one based on geography. Up to this point, the city at large would vote for a certain number of council members. But what happened was a coalition formed between the minority communities on the east side of town and the conservative communities in town because neither of them felt like their voices were being heard. That ushered in historic political changes. And so we wanted to ask, what role is it that art can play in the context of historic political changes? So the goals of the project were to bring one artist or artist team into each of the new council districts to co-create a piece with residents. Since these were new districts, these were completely new geographies, totally new conceptions of political geographies, we knew that there wasn't going to be necessarily an identity per se within the districts. But so it was really a matter of having the artists work with the residents to explore what these new geographies were about. At least in our project, arts were really about going out into the community and feeling where is it that the soul of the community is, how is that being lived out, not just expressed but lived out, and then having the artists take their role, which was just a small role, to be part of that community for that period of time and to work with residents to bring an expression of that. And then the larger project was to bring all of those expressions together so that at the end of the project we had a pop-up gallery down along Congress Avenue, and we were able to bring all the projects together, and in doing that we were able to see the faces and the voices and the stories of all of Austin all in one place.
I mean, Austin is a very supportive city for the art, especially through the Drawing Lines project. We had to work directly with our council person. It was just an amazing experience having, someone of her stature, I mean, literally like helping us fold programs for our performance event and like having her staff there to help us. I mean, it's very meaningful, and I think it's powerful too to have someone in government being that hands-on and supportive of the arts.
Particularly today, we are obviously in the midst of some very real and deep political conversation. We have a model of community-based engagement that is very much about very deep, long-term conversations with the community, and I believe in that very strongly. This project was really about, again, that opening the conversation, using art to enter into the fact that we are in completely new geographies. What does that mean? Can we create a place that's not confrontational, that's not positional, that says I won or you won? But can we create a place where we can all just stand there and say, hey, here we are, first, and just hold that, and then move forward into the much more difficult conversations that we need to have.